Shabbat Shalom. Have you ever tried to force a toddler to say sorry who doesn't want to say sorry? It's really hard, like basically impossible. First, the grown-up asks nicely, "Please say sorry? Can you say you're sorry?" That doesn't work. Then you try positive reinforcement. "Can you show me how you can say you're sorry? I'll be so proud of you when you say sorry." That doesn't work either. After only a few minutes of resistance, the whole thing devolves. You start commanding the child, "Say sorry. You need to say sorry now." That also doesn't work. Suddenly you find yourself threatening the child. "Say sorry. Say sorry now, or else no more iPad." Not even that, the ultimate threat, works. This is all totally hypothetical, of course. On the off chance you get lucky, you get a tiny little apology out of that child that's either so quiet as a mouse, "Sorry," or you get what I call an angry sorry, that's said so begrudgingly you actually feel like your 3-year-old is cursing at you. The point is, toddlers really, really, really don't like saying sorry. And surprise, neither do grown-ups. We're a little bit more clever about getting around it, but I would say we're equally resistant. This week's Parsha is Sav. When a bat mitzvah student is assigned this Parsha, you say to her, "Well, it's not the most difficult Parsha in the Torah. Between us and tomorrow's bat mitzvah girl, it's the second most difficult Parsha in the Torah," right? Yes. It's Leviticus. It's about animal sacrifices. If you ever have a burning desire to learn about a burnt offering, a meal offering, or prohibitions about the fat or the blood of a sacrificial animal, you're in luck. Because Parshat Sav goes into great detail about these things. It all seems so unrelatable, but when I was studying the Parsha, one offering, what we call the Purgation Offering or the Sin Offering, stuck with me. There's a story in the Talmud about temple times. It says that when the temple stood, the morning after a sacrifice, a priest of the temple would get up early to clean up the ashes of the sacrifice. Well, what would happen, you ask, if more than one priest wanted to participate in the holy act? They actually had a race to get to the ashes, and whoever got there first would win. The priest wanted to be a part of this offering so badly, they jumped out of bed and ran up the steps to the temple to race to that pile of ashes. Once, it really says this, there was a priest that was so eager to win the race, he pushed his fellow priest and broke his leg. They're racing to be a part of the act of saying sorry. I think in our times, we actually run the opposite way. Like young children, we really, really, really don't want to say sorry. In the public sphere, some people have an actual philosophy of non-apology. They are defiant. They don't believe in guilt, shame, sin, forgiveness, or regret as part of the human condition. They've dismissed these parts of who we are and embraced a kind of narcissistic worldview. There are also people in the public sphere who offer a quick, shallow apology that's more of a public relations move than actual atonement. Saying sorry and being sorry is really not in fashion right now. But we come from a tradition where people once physically raced to embrace the ritual act of seeking forgiveness. It's part of the Jewish way, not just on Yom Kippur, but always. So why is it so important? Why must we offer ourselves up and acknowledge our shortcomings? I'll give 2 quick reasons. Reason 1, apologizing brings us closer to God. You may know the Hebrew word for sacrifice, lehakriv. It comes from the root meaning to bring something closer. The book of Proverbs says that one who admits and abandons is given great mercy. If you can admit what you've done and move on from it, you will be treated with compassion. When we refuse to admit wrongdoing, we silo ourselves. We shut off parts of the human condition. We distance ourselves from our fellow humans and from God. If you want to be more spiritually fulfilled, run to ask for forgiveness. Saying sorry draws us closer to each other and to God. Reason 2. Being sorry is crucial because apologies lead to action. The guilt offering is called asham in Torah. You know the word from Yom Kippur, ashamnu. We list our sins, we beat our chests, we call out in regret. In fact, this prayer is one of the very few times when we beat our chests. We make a physical symbol on the outside for what we've done wrong on the inside, and it's not a coincidence. Being sorry is not the same as doing something. Regret is hollow if it's not paired with action. In temple times, when we were guilty, we brought a ram to the altar for expiation. Now we beat our chests to remind us that our external behavior must match our internal emotions. If we act sorry, we can make the world a little bit better. We can alleviate pain and suffering for those we've wronged. We can have compassion for those less fortunate. We can make tikkun olam a truth instead of a truism. Midrash teaches that like the belly of the body, sin offering is put right in the middle, meaning right in Leviticus, the middle of the Torah. There's something that we react to in our gut about apologizing. It's not easy to do. Like a toddler crying in the corner, we are often resistant to seeking forgiveness and bearing our sins. Another Midrash teaches that God appeared to the people as an image, with faces on every side. If 1,000 people were looking at it, it would be looking back at each and every one of them. Maybe we could live our lives as if we believed this, as if God was looking right at each of us individually. If it were true, what would we do differently? How can we become more upright, more honest, and in more relationship with each other? May we be blessed with the strength to say sorry, and may the Holy One treat us with compassion. Shabbat Shalom.